everyone. My name is Ana Vaz. I am a PRM physician at São João Hospital, Porto, Portugal, and the country ambassador for Portugal at the ISPRM Youth Forum. Today, I have the pleasure to interview Professor David Putrino. Professor Putrino is a physical therapist with a PhD in neurosciences, currently working as a director of the Rehabilitation Innovation for the Mount Sinai Health System and a professor of rehabilitation and human performance at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai. He works with the Red Bull High Performance, the Brooklyn Nets, and the US Olympic team to use evidence-based technologies to improve athletic performance. In 2019, he was named Global Australian of the Year for his contribution to healthcare. Professor Putrino is one of the keynote speakers of the upcoming ISPRM Congress, which will be held in Sydney next June. Professor, how are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
Fine, thank you. So, Professor, what can you tell us about your keynote lecture? Can you give us an idea regarding the topics you'll be discussing?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the keynote at ISPRM in June, I'm going to be speaking mainly about some of the amazing advancements that we've been making in the field of neurorehabilitation. We're going to talk through some of the influences that neurotechnologies can have on patients that are, large effect sizes and, very transformational to our patients and their lives, and how neurologists, physiatrists, and all of the allied health that are currently working with these patients really need to start to get very excited about these technologies and adopt them, so that these technologies can scale to help many more patients than they currently are. So it's really going to be an overview of the prospects of neurotechnology for bringing about radical change in our patients.
It seems a very, very interesting and very inspiring lecture. I would like to ask you also, what do you think that there are the most relevant recent advances in this field of knowledge?
Yeah, so areas that I'm particularly interested in right now for neurorehabilitation are topics such as implantable neurostimulation. So I'm very interested in the advances that are being made around the world and also in our lab and our team in implantable vagus nerve stim, implantable epidural spinal stimulation for spinal cord injury. We're starting to see with some of these implanted neurostimulators, we're starting to see, very significant changes in motor function. We're seeing folks with spinal cord injury being able to walk again. We're seeing folks who have had chronic stroke symptoms for 7 years stuck in a flexor synergy with their upper extremity being able to open their hand and move, and manipulate objects with their hand. These are changes in motor function that previously weren't available to patients, or even thought to be realistic to tell patients, and these are the sorts of outcomes that are occurring. In addition, I'm very excited about the world of brain-computer interface. We're running one of the clinical trials in the United States for a fully implanted BCI system, and the outcomes in folks with ALS have been really astounding. We're getting to a point where a patient can operate a BCI system out of the box with very little calibration, and start controlling a digital device with thought alone. So that is a technology again that we weren't sure that we were going to see in our lifetimes, and it's rapidly becoming mainstream. So it's a very exciting time for neurorehabilitation, and I hope to share some of that excitement with the group.
Yeah, it seems really it is a step into the future. So thank you very much. Furthermore, I would like to ask you, what are your other plans during the ISPRM Congress beside your lecture?